Hey guys, welcome to Rise and Shine movie news, aka some anime news, because it's a little bit of mixture of both. It's official, $10 million goes to Miss Scarlet Johansson. She will play Makoto Kusanagi, as you know her from The Major, from Ghost in the Shell. Not the animated show. No, we're getting a live action Ghost in the Shell movie. And, there's been talks about this for a while now that I believe Steven Spielberg is the producer on it. They wanted to get something Rupert, the guy who did Snow White and the Huntsman and had that affair with Kristen Stewart. Well, I believe he's still attached to director of that, but Steven Spielberg's definitely on board. But now it's official that we got Scarlett Johansson is officially signed on to play the Major for this Ghost in the Shell live action adaptation. My thoughts on this? I'm fine with it. I'm actually really fine with Scarlett Johansson playing the Major, even though she's not Asian. Let's just say that. I mean, when it comes to anime adaptations to the big screen, you got to look at the casting. You got to look at somewhat the race as well, because these anime is basically Japanese, Asian culture orientated, but some instances, like if you're gonna Americanize it, so to speak, sometimes the ethnicity for a character or a role really doesn't matter. With the Major, I don't feel like it really matters too much. I think Scarlett Johansson is a great choice to play the Major. She is definitely, they have the name, and you want this film to succeed if it's a really good adaptation, a really close to the source material. I think if you stay true and you really pour yourself into it, I think the best example is All You Need Is Kill, aka Edge of Tomorrow. They stuck really close to the source material and really honored what that manga did, and our light novel as well. And Edge of Tomorrow was a fantastic movie last year. It was one of my top 10 movies. I don't have a video for top 10 movies. It's coming though. But yeah, I mean, Edge of Tomorrow really stayed close to the source material. And even though it called for, Asian ethnicity for the main characters, I really did not have a problem with Tom Cruise stepping in and Emily Blunt. I think Emily Blunt really you just knocked it out of the park. She really, if you know Rita from the light novels or the manga of All You Need Is Kill, she seemed more, she was a badass, but she seemed more innocent, pure, where Emily Blunt, you could just tell when she was on screen that she was a badass. You could just see her facial expressions, her workout routine, really her physical physique. She really looked like she could be somebody who's trouble on the battlefield. And Tom Cruise really played the wimp really great, and really, I thought Tom Cruise did an excellent job in capturing, I forgot the main character's name. But all I'm saying is basically Scarlett Johansson, even though she's not Asian, I'm fine with her not being Asian for being the Major. It's fine. Would I rather have, keep that in there because it's Makoto, right? Yeah, I do, because, I mean, the Major does have... I do feel like, I think a lot of the Asian culture, a lot of the Asian actors are in our industry are getting shoved to the side a little bit. They should be up there in those major roles. I don't know if it's because, I think it's because, it's Hollywood thinks the audiences won't appreciate, won't welcome the fact that the lead is an Asian actor or actress. But I think that's just such a big mistake. I mean, look at what Bruce Lee did. This is why I love Bruce Lee so much. Even though I think he was the great martial artist, he was a great influence in the film industry. This guy was leading Enter the Dragon. He was a box office draw, and he was Asian. He was a true Asian lead. And once he died, we didn't really see that anymore. So the Asian culture in general in America, I think we do need to step it up and have more Asian, not as much as supporting cast, but maybe a main cast, guy in there. I think the best diversity film I saw last year excuse me, was Snowpiercer. There's so much diversity going on there, and it really just makes the story move forward, and really, it's really realistic in that point, because I mean, you would see a lot of different diversities in the world you're creating. So I think if they're gonna play Scarlett Johansson as the Major, as a lead actress, they really need to step it up with these like Balto and the support, all the other supporting cast, to be a little Asian ethnicity. But like I said, at this point, there's some things that, you know, it doesn't matter what kind of color or what kind of ethnicity you are, as long as you stay truthful to the character, as long as it makes sense in that regards, that the character you're portraying, the ethnicity is not really all to the big central point of that character. I think the Major is a smart, cunning, very one of the greatest female leads of all time. If you watch Ghost in the Shell, it's one of the most mind-blowing franchises of all time. Really deals with cyber terrorism. I think it's such a great, thought-provoking anime. I'm not worried about the casting choices. What I'm worried about is the direction. I'm worried about the story. I'm worried about how are they gonna, I mean, of course, since the Matrix happened, once the Matrix happened, a lot of people were just saying, well, Ghost in the Shell is the biggest influence in the Matrix, and it's only right for them to have a live action adaptation. So how are they going to handle it, since it's been how many years since the Matrix happened, and now our technology is very superior at this point, but you really still need to really treat this story with respect, and really just, if they're going to, I would love for them to keep the location in Tokyo, somewhat like that. I mean, I think that's the problem with Akira, is they were having Caucasian actors as the leads, which I kind of had a problem in that film, but you know, ethnicity is not too much of a problem in my mind. The problem was they were trying to change it to Neo Tokyo to Neo New York, which was really ridiculous. I didn't really like that idea at all. So what I'm saying is basically this: Scarlett Johansson as the Major, it's fine. It's fine. She's not Asian. Those people want, you know, an Asian actress lead. They have every right for that to happen. But for me, I feel like it's just fine. I think she's very up to the task. She has a lot of films in her resume that she could lead a film, and she really is a beautiful woman, which Makoto is a beautiful woman as well. Well, a cyborg or whatever you want to call her. Cyborg. It's not cyborg. But, you know, I just really, as long as they just really keep, I think they really need to step it up with the supporting cast and do have Asian actors in there. I think Bato, I don't see anything other than a big, you know, Asian ethnicity. But as long as the actors they pick really fit with the characters, the Major, I think Scarlett Johansson fits with the Major. But I think the best thing you need to hope for is just that they treat the story with respect. So once we see the plot details and stuff come in, let's see how that goes. Let's see who's directing this, because I think Rupert, whatever the hell his name is, huge, just an awful choice. Don't have him anywhere near this film. That guy's a douchebag. Not just because of his cheating scandals and all that stuff, but come on, Snow White and the Huntsman was not a very great movie, and I think he's just a bad choice. And he's come along. I think he was also a name for Akira at one point, and he bashed that film as well, bashed the source material. So this guy, I don't think he has love for this kind of material. So I think you need to really bring somebody in who really has love for their material. That goes a long way. Look at Dawn of Planet of the Apes. The director on that, I think it's Matt something. I forgot the director name of Dawn of Planet of the Apes. He really you could tell when he was speaking at WonderCon's panel, when he was talking about the Planet of the Apes series, that he had a love for it, and you just saw it on the screen that he really did love the series, and he really took it to the right direction. Now, if they want this to be a franchise, they need to step it up on the director. They need to get somebody else. I don't think Rupert has talent or credentials or passion for this project. I think this is the one anime's adaptations that could work. I really do think it could work, and they got Scarlett Johansson there, so it could make some money. And I think she's a capable actress of playing the Major. So my thoughts on that, very good. So what are your guys' thoughts? Do you think Scarlett Johansson is a great choice or not? Do you really sorry, do you believe that, hey, that It should be mostly Asian ethnicity, not Caucasian. They need to stop whitewashing it, so to speak. Or really, is it really just about overall just having a story very legit, really staying close to the source material, and really just showcasing why the anime was such a revolutionary anime at the time. So I'm looking forward to Ghost in the Shell. I'm looking forward to Scarlett Johansson's performance. I'm looking forward to seeing who's cast. That's the rest of Bato is also one of my favorite characters. So we'll see who's cast on that. That's going to be an interesting. That's going to be an interesting little fill-in right there. Who's going to be Bato? So thank you guys for listening. And for more, please stay tuned. I'm battling the sickness still, but I'm fighting hard. So thank you guys for listening. And what's your guys' thoughts on this Ghost in the Shell live action? All right. See you guys.